For those looking to buy or sell Madden Ultimate Team coins, check out the MUD store. They have cheap prices, fast delivery, and great customer service. Use code TEXAS at checkout for a 10% discount. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Texas back over here with another Madden Ultimate Team predictions video for you guys. And so far, I am 0 for 2 on my list because a lot of you guys have objections with it, which quite frankly I can't really get mad at you guys because it makes sense, but going based off what EA has done in the past and doing the semi-elites they did last year, I basically am going to leave some players off this list. So for the halfbacks, I left off Jordan Howard, I left off Devonta Freeman. Those are the two biggest guys you guys mentioned that I forgot to add to the list. But I couldn't add 8 elite halfbacks because I had to add 6 because that's what EA did, and I'm following a structure, and it makes sense in my eyes. There may be 8 elite halfbacks in Madden next year, but I was just going based off what EA has done in the past. So my apologies if I offended any of you Falcon fans or Bear fans for adding those two guys to the list, and those that say Adrian Peterson didn't deserve to be on there. Go away, leave, don't come back, because I will fight you if I see you in public. But anyway, like, I have a reason why Freeman was on the list as well. Like, I feel like him and Coleman are great, and both of them would be cool two-headed monster with the same ratings, but I guess it makes sense he should be an elite. And with Jordan Howard, I know people were saying he's gonna be an elite. People were really just lying in my comment section. EA already confirmed Jordan Howard's a base elite. Why y'all gotta lie, man? You ain't got a lot of kicking at all. Like, why you out here making stuff up? EA said you get it for pre-order in the game, which doesn't make him a base elite. For example, I got the 85 overall Odell Beckham on Madden 17 for complete MUT Mastery on Madden 16, which doesn't make him a base elite. He's just an elite. So either it goes one of two ways. Jordan Howard is going to be a base elite as well as have the pre-order elite, or Jordan Howard's pre-order elite is going to be his elite and his gold card is going to be his gold card. So don't lie. Just don't lie. Don't make stuff up. I don't know how that motherfucker got 34 comment or thumb vote ups, but it was ridiculous. Just don't lie. Doesn't make much sense. Just make your point and get out. Don't be out here telling stories. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's episode, which will be over the wide receivers. And once again, huge shout out to my man that made these cards. These cards are the best looking cards I've seen in a long time. Hopefully Madden decides to use these bad boys, but my guess is they'll do their own design, which won't be as cool as these. But again, shout out to Gold Sultfin. I think I pronounced that correctly. All one word. Link will be in the description below. If you guys want your own custom card, check out my man Austin, aka Gold Sutphin. He makes these cards themselves, and they are pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and get into the receivers that we got today on the list. And again, going based off what they did last year in Madden, which was they dropped 8 elite wide receivers. And so I got 8 on my list. I don't think I left anybody off, but then again, I'm gonna say this list and you guys are gonna fight me about it, so let's just go ahead and get into it without the whole theatrics of explaining myself again. All right, so coming in at number 8, or the lowest tier wide receiver we got on this list, which is gonna be the 85 overall Deandre Hopkins, who had himself a very quiet year last year, not due to himself, but due to Brock Osweiler being the worst quarterback to get a big contract in recent years. He was so bad, he basically erased DeAndre Hopkins. Now, my testament of a great wide receiver is one that could do things with bad quarterbacks, but DeAndre Hopkins couldn't do anything with Osweiler because Osweiler was only throwing the ball to Lamar Miller and CJ Fedorowicz. He was not even looking at DeAndre Hopkins whatsoever. So I can't really knock him down to gold tier, but basically 85 overall, I still think he's like top 5. And hopefully this next year we'll see with either Deshaun Watson or whoever else they ended up signing in the offseason be a quarterback. So hopefully he has a good year. Otherwise, people are going to be like, yo, he was a fraud, even though that guy is really good. Really, really good. Up next on this list, we got an 85 overall Mike Evans. And I think this guy could have led the league in receiving last year if Jameis Winston was accurate consistently. I don't know how many Bucs games I watched on the red zone where Mike Evans running on the field by himself and Winston overthrows him. Which is like, how do you overthrow somebody that's that tall and is always open? Didn't make much sense, but it makes sense now that the Bucs have Deshaun Jackson. Winston really can overthrow him. If he does, that's just going to be a tragedy. But Mike Evans had a good year last year. I know he had like 200 targets, which is absurd, but he was one of their main guys. It was him and Cameron Brake pretty much. And because of that, obviously you're going to have all the numbers go his way. And he could have had more numbers again if Winston was anything accurate. So him coming in at 85 overall basically makes sense to me. Another 6'5" receiver. Maybe he might be our future Calvin Johns. Not as fast as him, unfortunately, but
still a 6'5" receiver, especially with the high pass in this year's game and going into next year's game. That is going to be some fun stuff to see in the red zone when you connect throwing those high passes. So we got Mike Evans at 85 overall. Also 85 overall, we got Larry Fitzgerald, which I have a really weird relationship with in Madden. I never like his cards. And the reason why he's on this list is, one, he had 107 receptions last year, which is amazing. He led the league in receptions for the wide receiver position and for tight ends as well, if you want to count them in this discussion. And doing that on a bad team where the only positive is David Johnson is pretty impressive. And also he's on this list because if I did it, my man E-Rock would kill me, and I had to make the decision whether or not I wanted to live or die. And I want to live to make more videos for you guys, so that's why he's on this list, even though he did earn it for the amount of catches he had last year. So this dude's going to be really annoying in Madden, I can just guarantee it. Probably have high catching, high spec catch, high catching traffic, but slow as hell, and that's just going to be so annoying. I don't like slow receivers, but they have a place at the beginning and after that they're pretty much useless. But shout out to Larry Fitzgerald, and hopefully he plays well for us next year in Madden. Moving on to the man that got two names, Eugene Hilton. Yeah, Eugene doesn't sound as good as T.Y. Hilton. Doesn't at all. T.Y. Yeah, it sounds better than Eugene. Regardless, T.Y. Hilton is on this list at 86 overall, and this guy led the league in receiving yards last year with over 1,400. He balled out for everybody's fantasy team except for that 1 week where he didn't do anything. But other than that, he was really consistent at getting the ball and getting down the field. And I know the Colts throw the ball a lot more than they run the ball because their offensive line's not that great, but still, 400 yards is amazing for a guy, especially at his size. Like he's listed at 5'9". I doubt he's 5'9". He's probably like 5'8", 5'7", and he's out here killing it. Average 15 yards a catch, which is crazy. 15 yards to catch, only 6 touchdowns though, so he is lacking that department, but he's not really a red zone threat. He gets the ball and can get there, but he's not a guy you look to throw the ball into the red zone. You look for a bigger target than him, but he's good at getting the ball down there, which allows you to find somebody else that can catch the ball in traffic that's much bigger and has to wait to like Dwayne Allen or somebody else the Colts had at that tight end spot. But that's going to be a fun card to use next year. It depends though on how they do speed. If EA decides to, slow roll speed again and make it +1s, +2s, it's going to be annoying as hell. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they decide to, make him a little bit faster than normal because he's one of the faster guys in the league. He's not Deshaun Jackson fast, but he's like second tier fast. And if he has like 89 speed, I'm going to be kind of upset. I'm not going to lie. Now, the next guy on this list might cause a bit of a stir because he did not have the numbers to be on this list over certain guys, such as Michael Thomas, who had more yards than him, Jordy Nelson, who had more yards than him, Brandon Cooks, and Amari Cooper, Jarvis Landry, Doug Baldwin. Like, a lot of you guys might get mad at me, but when you mention the top 4 receivers in the league, this guy's name always gets brought up. Always gets brought up. So that's why he's on this list, because I can't have a guy when you do top 4, top 5, he's always mentioned. He's always a guy that you would do. So you always know the top 3. Top 3 is pretty much set in stone. It rotates, obviously, but it's always the same. Now, this guy is like the 4th or 5th receiver in the league, and that's AJ Green. So if you guys want to fight me about it, fight me about it. I can't take him off this list. I know, again, these guys have better numbers than him statistically, but just based off of when you do these conversations. Like, trust me, if you got a friend that watches football, approach him, say, name the best top 5 receivers in the league, and his name will get brought up. I promise you that. Even though he probably doesn't even need to be an elite. I just looked at this list, man. I probably should have this before I actually did this, because now I'm like an idiot. But hey, he's staying on his list. He's staying on. Even Tyrell Williams had 1,000. You know what? Let's just move on. AJ Green, 87 overall, Madden 18 Ultimate Team. Book it. Jesus, bruh, I might have bleeped up. Adam Thielen, Devontae Adams, Kenny Britt, Crabtree, Deshaun Jackson, Terrell Pryor, Mike Wallace, Emmanuel Sanders, Garcon, Golden Tate, Demarius, Julian Edelman, all had more yards, but they're not mentioned in the top 5. So I think that's a valid point. Moving on to the 3rd highest overall wide receiver C over Madden 18, and that is going to be somebody else Steeler fans might get mad at me for, and that is Antonio Brown. I have Antonio Brown coming in with an 88 overall. Don't fight me. Don't get mad at me. Don't cuss me out. Hear me out. Well, don't hear me out because you guys don't listen. Just get mad. Just get angry. I like angry comments. Like I like looking at them, listening to them, and reading them. Like, yo, this is funny. Like y'all really get charged up for me making a list where your guys in elite, these have the best elite. So like, well, I don't. But yeah, Antonio Brown, 88 overall. But I was 88 overall just because he was not the league leading in receiving yards or receptions. He's very good. He had 12 touchdowns, which is amazing. But there's two guys on this list that I think are better than Antonio Brown, just based off talent. Antonio Brown worked his ass off to get to where he is, and obviously some talent is involved, but these two guys in front of him are just more talented. They can do a lot more, and I think everybody would agree they're 1 and 2 at receiver. Maybe not. Maybe Steelers fans might get angry, but I just think if you looking at it objectively, the top 2 on this list are the best to do it right now, and Brown is a close 3rd. I'm gonna get heat for this. I'm sorry. I mean, Brown had a great season though. He still had 106 receptions. He had himself what, 1,284 yards. Like I said, 12 touchdowns. He killed it. He killed it this season, and these two guys are better. All right, let's move on to number 2 I have on this list, which is the man-child himself, Odell Beckham Jr. His name sucks. Actually, it's not pretty dope. But yeah, Odell Beckham, I think, is the 2nd best receiver in the league right now. I don't like how angry he gets when he plays because he kind of can take himself out of a game, but just watching that guy play, like every time he goes against Josh Norman, he torches him every single time. It's just that he kind of takes himself out of the game and drops passes and then gets exposed for not catching passes and then just gets angry for it and then fights happen. But, I mean, this dude is basically the reason why Eli Manning is still playing. I don't think Eli Manning would still be in the league right now or be a starter if the Giants did not draft Odell Beckham. And Odell Beckham's kind of saved that guy's career. And it's funny because so many people just don't like him, which I don't get why. The dude is uber talented and maybe like his attitude, or maybe you don't like how he conducts himself off the field. But when he comes out there and he's invested and engaged, he balls. He balls. He's fast. He's quick. He can take a screen or a quick slant to the house just like that. Like, the dude is impressive, and that's why he's number 2 on this list. He also happened to have 1,300 yards last season, which is really good, really dope. Now, number 1, which is the best receiver we'll see over Madden 18 Ultimate Team next year, and that is going to be my man Quintorris Lopez-Jones. You guys will be asking, who the hell is Quintorris Lopez-Jones? That's my man Julio. Julio is not his real name. Julio is not his nickname. I don't even know how he got Julio, honestly. It's not his name, whatever. Dude's middle name's Lopez. That's funny. And he's not Hispanic. Also, I don't call him Julio because you pronounce Mexican names, or Hispanic names, Julio. Black people, you don't put no Who on it. It's Julio. His name's Julio Jones. But I'm gonna call him Quintorris because his mama named him Quintorris. I'm gonna call him Quintorris. That's how that goes. But Quintorris Lopez-Jones had himself a year last year and also almost won the Falcons the Super Bowl if they just decided to run the damn ball. He made the amazing catch in that game, just jumping out of the gym or off the field, out of the stadium, and coming down inbounds, and then they still lost that game 28-3. Like, come on, bro. They didn't lose 28-3. You get what I'm saying? They blew a 28-3 lead. And so, like, but anyway, dude is what, 6'3", like a 4'4", 4'3", 4'. He's fast as shit. He has the height, and he has the skill set you want in a receiver. So that's why Julio Jones is the best receiver in the league, and also going to be the best overall receiver in Madden next year at a 90 overall. Probably gonna be 91, but I think again they'll slow roll overalls, and we'll basically get like 4 Julios before the end of the year that are basically all the same. But that's my list. If you guys got any objections, let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys are enjoying these videos, please, again, hit the thumbs up button. It helps out a lot, especially because I'm kind of clickbait these Madden 18 shit, and I want to be. It's been your boy Texas. Shout out to Gold Sultafin. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but shout out to Austin for making these cards, and shout out to you guys for watching and commenting below. I look forward to engaging in some nonsense and some anger, but it's my list. If you guys disagree, make your own list. That's all I got to say. Peace.